Hi, guys. This is Breakthrough. Welcome to Breakthrough Tips, Tools, and Insights for Life. I am your host, Sharon, and I'm so excited that you're joining me today, Mother's Day. Actually, every single day is Mother's Day because I just love and appreciate and adore my mother so much. And I know to all of you, you do the same. So I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to you. And some of us are not biological mothers, but guess what? We have been mothers to many. You have been mothers to many as well. So in whatever state you're in, waiting to conceive, married and waiting, have several, you're an auntie or just single and being a mother to many other people's children, I say welcome. So today we are talking about a little bit about mother, but we'll revisit some things we spoke about last week as well. Now, if this is your first time joining us, I want to say thank you for being here and joining us. I encourage you to share this post, to like it, and to just share your comments with me. Now, I just want you to know that sitting here is not as easy as you think. And I'll share some more about that with you later. The thing about it is, I'm the girl who couldn't speak for most of her life growing up. As a matter of fact, I stuttered so badly from childhood into adulthood. But there was something that I had inside of me that was so passionate. I wanted more for me. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be able to speak to people. I love people. Anyone who knows me would tell you I love people. So not being able to speak clearly was really painful. I was rejected not just by teachers but also by my father from birth. And I'm going to share some personal things about me, and I'm hoping that you're able to relate to me, because many times we feel that we cannot do something or we shouldn't do something because of something in our past. And many times we allow our past to, one, muddy the waters of our present and also hold us back from truly accomplishing in the future. I've realized that I cannot go through life looking in a rearview mirror. So I've been through some things and I'll share them as I go, but I just want you to know that if you've been through some things too, I understand. So I may be 50 pounds lighter now, but growing up, I was like fat as a barrel, really. And I didn't like myself very much because of that either. And I guess many other people didn't like me as well. Yet I became the president of several communication and leadership development organizations and assisted many people, coached many people in building confidence and developing their communication and leadership skills. Now, I know you're wondering, what's this breakthrough all about? So breakthrough is basically helping you and me to live and lead with passion and purpose. I mean, that strong and barely controllable thing that you want to accomplish, something you want to do that nothing is holding you back from doing. The reason in which you believe that you were born and created to be. And speaking to you, impacting other people's lives, that's mine. And that's why my life's motto, or my life's calling, basically I call it, is to live and lead with passion and purpose, because I've realized that there's so much more to us and we miss it sometimes. We feel badly, we hold on to our past, and we allow that to imprison us and not allow us to have a present or a future. And I'm encouraging you, no matter where you're at, what you've been through, there is more to you. Leading with passion and purpose is basically deliberately influencing people with a spirit of excellence. And excellence is not a one and done thing. Excellence is not that, well, you didn't do it excellent that time. It's a consistent, ongoing, intentional act or struggle or for greatness, for excellence, for to be your best at whatever you're doing. It's failing, falling, and getting up and trying again. And that's what I do on a daily basis. And I'm encouraging you to join me in this journey of living life with passion and purpose. This breakthrough program is to help you hopefully use some of the mistakes and things I've been through to let you know that you're not alone and to move forward. It's reaching beyond who I am, beyond my needs, and helping to meet your needs. And I'm encouraging you to do the same, because when we do that, when we reach beyond our own needs and help someone else and inspire someone else to become who they are, in the process of doing that, we are also becoming who we are supposed to be. Every day we wake up, we have an opportunity to impact our world, impact the people around us, our environment positively. And we do that just by our attitudes. So again, I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all of you. And I just want to thank God for my mother. My mother is the most amazing woman there is. I am who I am today because of who she is. She has been, wow. She got married at 16 and had my sister and then me at 18. So within 2 years of being married, she had 2 kids. And my father was not a really nice man. And he was really abusive to her. And she had no one to run to because he worked with the police department. Can you believe it? So she ran away. And I thank God she did, because I think she did it to save herself and also to save us. And I'm so grateful. But that meant living a life as a single parent, raising 2 kids. And I've got to tell you, sometimes I remember my mother working 2 and 3 jobs just to take care of the needs of our family. 2 and 3 jobs, coming home at 2 and 3 in the morning. But she never complained. As a matter of fact, looking back, my sister and I, we went to Catholic school and we wore uniforms. In the Caribbean, you wear uniforms. And every single day we went to school looking spick and span, always clean and neat, always. As a matter of fact, we got stars or credits in class because of how neat and clean we were. It was until many years later I found out that my sister and I only had 2 shirts each. 2. So that meant that despite my mother working 2 to 3 jobs, she'd come home and every other day she'd wash 2 shirts for us and iron them every other day. And here we were thinking that we are so rich because and people thought we were, because we always looked neat and clean. And years later, I realized, wow, we were not rich, but other people thought we were. And another reason why they thought we were rich was because growing up, I never remember once playing outside without my shoes and socks on. And in the Caribbean, most people run around with barefooted. And there we were wearing socks and shoes. As a matter of fact, so much so that our neighbors sometimes said that, there goes the black-white kids, in the sense that, they felt that because we wore socks and shoes that we were different. But mother never complained. I remember her sewing many of our clothes and special outfits growing up as well. In my mind, I can still remember one that she made, a pant skirt, a skirt, I guess, and a top, just the cutest thing ever. But she sewed it by, she sewed that with whatever little experience she had sewing. So I really have some amazing fond memories of my mother. The godly person I believe I am today, the godly person I am today is a direct reflection on my mother. God, I believe, gave me exactly what I needed in my mom. She served both as a mother and a father. Amazing encourager. There was sometimes I was so depressed and sad for coming home and being bullied in school, and she just encouraged me. She'll encourage me and tell me, don't worry, daughter, one day God will heal you. And somehow that got me through that day. So I'm so grateful for Mom, my number one supporter. So Mom, if you're watching, I love you. I appreciate you so very much. Her integrity and the character of who she is has helped me to be who I am. I have the best mom ever. I guess you realize that by now. So I'm encouraging you that if your mom is around, and I know your experiences may not be mine, don't get me wrong, Mom scolded us and she gave us the whip when we needed it too. But I'm telling you, if your mom is around right now, I encourage you to honor her. The thing about honoring someone is they don't need to do anything for you to honor them. Honor them is a choice. Honoring someone is a choice. So I'm encouraging you, if your mother is still alive, honor her. Choose to honor her. No matter what has happened in the past, no matter how much of a bad mom you may think she was, I promise you, she did the best possible job she could have at the time for what she knew. So I'm encouraging you to honor your mother because she deserves it. Or if someone has served as a mother to you, I encourage you to honor that person, not just today, but every day. The Bible talks about, not the Bible, I heard about this story. A man in Long Island, he was about 79 going on 80 years old, and he was handing out tracts, Christian Bible tracts, at a parking lot at a shopping center. And some people thought, geez, he's awfully old to be out here. So someone asked him about it, and he said, growing up, I didn't have a Bible in my house, didn't know anything about the Lord. The one thing I knew was, if you honor your mother and father, that your days will be long in the land in which the Lord gave you. He didn't even know the full scripture, but what he did know is that if you honor your parents, honor your father and mother, that your days will be long. So he decided to do that. And he honored his parents, and there he was at 79 years old giving out. And they said, well, but why, why are you doing this? He said, because I got to know the Lord like 2 years ago, and I realized that he kept his promise even when I wasn't faithful to him because I didn't know him. So there he was honoring the Lord because the Lord honored him even when he didn't know him. I am saying to you, honor your parents, because if you do, your lifespan, things will work well for you. Let's put it simple. Things will work well for you. Forgive your mother. Forgiving is something that when you forgive someone, you don't do it because they deserve it. As a matter of fact, many times when you're forgiving someone, it's not because they deserve it, because you may be thinking, well, they hurt me. And rightly so, they may have really hurt you. But you choosing to forgive them is not necessarily for them. It's for you. I tell people I have no enemies, because when I lift my hands and pray and ask for something, I want to be heard. I want to know that my life is not just in vain. I want to know that I'm impacting the world. And I want my prayers to be answered more so. So I will forgive, because even in the Our Father prayer, it says, so God, forgive me as I forgive those who have trespassed or hurt or done wrong to me. So I'm encouraging you to forgive. Forgive your mother. And as I'm on the topic of forgiveness, I'm saying if there's someone else you need to forgive, ask to be forgiven as well. She did the best she could for you with what she had. Not forgiving her would hold you back. I want to repeat this because some things are so important that I'm hoping that in one of the ways I'm saying it, it will register to you. Not forgiving is holding you back from accomplishing your purpose and receiving God's best for you. The simple fact about your mother is you wouldn't be here without her. And God didn't make a mistake when he chose her. I tell my mother, and I bless her daily, I said, Ma, God chose the right mom. When he chose you for me, he chose the perfect mother. There's no one else that can be my mother, put up with me, love, and still love and care about me as much as you do. So I am encouraging you to forgive her and honor her, not just today, but every single day. Okay, I know I went on a little bit because I'm passionate about moms. They go through so much. This year, many of my friends are celebrating Mother's Day without their mother around for the first time. And I promise you, if they had a chance, they would go back and forgive her, apologize, and honor her in a very different way. So I'm encouraging you not to wait until it's too late, but do it now and love on her. She needs love. Yeah, she does. So do it, and do it often. So what else are we talking about today? It's all about living with passion and purpose, right? It's all about accomplishing your dreams, accomplishing the purpose, the very reason why you were created. So, and as long as you're alive, by the way, you have you have a chance to accomplish your purpose. So moms, if you're listening to me, and you feel like you're 60, you're 70, or even 80, know that you're here with a purpose. The Bible talks about the fact that older women should teach the younger ones. Here is one I want to be taught. So if you're out there, please reach, I want to hear from you. Reach out and share some wisdom with me. And as you fulfill your purpose here, you will naturally help other people to fulfill their purpose. But the thing about honoring your mother is that you are teaching your children, if you have children, you are teaching them how to operate, how to honor you, basically how to live. So if you choose not to forgive, you're teaching your kids not to forgive. If you choose not to honor or to dishonor, you're also teaching them what to do. Remember, children are a heritage from the Lord. It's they're his property, and he's expecting you to give to them the best in which you can give to them, and to be the best person that they can be. So I'm encouraging you to honor your parents. Whatever you do as a mom, as a dad, you're teaching your kids what to do. So be mindful of that. Okay, so last week I answered one of the questions of what's your most valuable asset. I wonder if anyone remembers. What do you think is your most valuable asset? And the answer was your mind. The 6 inches between these 2 ears, it's your mind. Why? It's in your mind that you make every life transforming decision. Growing up, when I couldn't speak and I'd come home and be so sad and cry and everything else, I remember thinking, if I can speak, I will say this. And if I can speak, I wouldn't be mean. If I can speak, I will help someone, and I'd say kind words to them. I thought about these things, and then I didn't just say, if I can do it. I said, God, people take their vehicles to the manufacturer and they fix it. And if you made me, if you're my creator, I am asking you to fix me. I literally told him that. And I'm speaking with you here today because he did. And I also promised him then that if he did fix me, meaning allow me to speak to you without stuttering, that I'm going to make that my life's purpose, to impact other people's lives and let them know that no matter what they go through, no matter how bad things get, you've got a purpose, the explicit reason in which you were created, and you can do it. You can accomplish it no matter what has happened to you in the past. An eagle, if you think of an eagle, an eagle was made to soar high. If you ever see an eagle eating with chickens, an eagle is misusing the purpose in which he was created. If I chose to use this mouse, let's say, to write, it wouldn't happen because that's not the purpose of a mouse. I am saying if I choose to use a pen as a mic, it wouldn't work because a pen was not made to amplify my voice. So I'm saying to you, you've got a purpose in which to accomplish. And many times when we don't know our purpose, we mistreat ourselves, we mistreat people, we mistreat things. Consider this. A pen example again. A pen was made for writing. If I choose not to write with it and choose to use it as a mic, I'm misusing the purpose in which it was created for. So too with our own lives. So be mindful of that. What is your purpose? And as we go along, I'll help you to understand what your purpose is, because your purpose comes out sometimes of the greatest pain you've ever been through. Think about it. My greatest pain was not being able to speak and being bullied and being rejected and being pushed aside. That was my greatest pain. And here I am now sharing with you that whatever your greatest pain is, know that maybe that is the very thing that you ought to be impacting someone's life with. If you choose to hide, because many times people feel, well, I've been raped and I'm going to hide it. I was abused. I was sexually abused as a child. And for many, many years, I'll go to bed crying and saying, God, why didn't I do something? I should have done something, or it's my fault. I kept blaming myself. And then I went to a therapist in New York, and I felt like the few months in which I saw her, it was all about trying to get me to talk about it. And I felt like she was trying to make me cry every time I came in. And I thought to myself, wait a second, God, you healed me and allowed me to speak. Could you not heal me of this pain, this anger, this whatever I'm feeling inside? The person is dead and gone for years. And here I am still feeling guilty. I was 7 years old, feeling guilty for something that I had no control over. So I'm saying to you, sometimes the thing you're trying to hide could be the very thing that you can use to help transform someone else's life. So getting back to the mind, because it's really a mind thing. If you change your mind, and that's why the Bible talks about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Every single day, we have an opportunity to renew our mind, renew the way we think. That's basically what it means to renew your mind, renew the way we think. And when we say renew, the new way, or the way that we ought to think, is written in our owner's manual. I got to tell you, this simple little book has taken me from pain and poverty to the purpose in which I'm walking in now. So I'm saying to you, what are you using as your owner's manual? Every single thing that has been created has an owner, and the owner has put his thoughts in a manual. If you bought a product, let's say a television or a laptop, you get an owner's manual in there. It tells you how to operate it, how to make it work. So too with the person who created you and I. He has given us a manual to help us understand how we are supposed to live and the purpose in which we were created for. And if you don't use your owner's manual, then you're misusing your purpose. So again, my life's purpose is to speak to you, to speak and encourage you and encourage others. And hopefully by my example, you'll be able to share with others and help transform their life as well. I have found, though, that many times people don't like to share good things, unfortunately. So, and as I'm talking about that, I'm going to encourage you, if you think this is a good thing, or if you don't think it's a good thing, still share it. Share this video with others, please. And like me and give me some hearts and comments. Let me know how this program is impacting you. And as I'm on that note, I'll share this with you. Starting this program was very difficult for me, because although I had been in broadcasting for several years, both in Cleveland and New York, when you've been through some things and you've been beaten down for a while and you've been told that you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, or all the reasons why you shouldn't or why you can't, you tend to believe that sometimes. And the unfortunate thing is, the people who are normally telling you that are the people who are closest to you in your inner circle. So they're good friends, they're relatives, sometimes even family members, and you tend to believe them. And I did that for a while. I wasn't on Facebook for like a long time. And then I thought to myself, I'm not accomplishing my purpose. And the thing about purpose is, when you're not walking towards it, you become so dissatisfied. You know that you're missing something, that there's something you ought to be doing that you're not doing. But when I decided that I'm going to do this, and I decided whether I fail or succeed, I'm going to do it, things started to fall in place. And guess what? Natural circumstances sometimes also happen and can derail you, but you've got to decide in your heart that you will not be derailed. The first program I did, guess what? The camera was upside down. Can you imagine? I mean, that could be a confidence killer, but I decided not to allow it to kill my confidence, but I decided to move forward and do the next one and the next one. And sometimes the second broadcast I did, it wasn't any easier because I got some feedback that was really discouraging. And I thought to myself, am I going to hold on to that, or am I going to walk purposefully in the direction of my goal? And by the way, many people feel, well, if you don't succeed, then just stop. Do you know that success is not just a one-time thing either? It's like excellence. Success, how do you know you're successful? By walking confidently in the direction of your goal. Think about that. You are successful if you are walking confidently to achieve the thing or the purpose in which you set out to accomplish. And it does not mean that you will not fail or fall sometimes. What makes you a success is when you fall and you get up again and start walking confidently in that direction. All of that happens with a decision in your mind. Think about it. If you can change the way you think, you will change your life forever. Do you know that the difference between rich people and poor people is how they think? Many years ago, I read this book by John Maxwell, How Successful People Think, and it has transformed my life. It let me know that and I knew this, but I knew it because in my mind growing up, I said, I will speak one day, I will not stop trying, and I kept doing it. And this just reminded me that, wow, that's what I did growing up. Why I can speak now. Why should I stop doing it? And I didn't. So I'm encouraging you to not stop, but keep believing. In your mind, you determine what you believe, and your belief becomes your reality. Again, what you believe becomes your reality. Despite many years of training, I said I was afraid to come back of training, being evaluated, having coaches, and being on radio and television. And I was like, I don't want to be in the public's eye, or this Facebook thing. I'm not sure how, if I really know how to do it. Despite all of that, here I am telling you that if there's something you failed at, try again. If you're afraid to start something or do something, take just one step in the direction of that goal. And who knows, maybe it will come to pass. I'm encouraging you to, no matter how many times you fail, to get up again. Many of you are saying, you know what, Sharon, I've got this really great dream, but I don't have the money. Guess what? There's something about the universe that opens up for you when you start taking steps in the direction of your goal. So people will come forward. And I learned this from my spiritual parents in New York, Drs. Festus and Antonia Adeyeye. I've learned that when destiny helpers are people, and I'll explain it first. Destiny helpers are people who God has put in your life, put along the way to help you. They have taught us about destiny helpers, and I never forgot this. It's been around, it's been almost 20 years now, and I still use it because I truly believe that once you start stepping in the direction of your goal, destiny helpers will come out of the woodworks to help you. So if you're thinking, well, I don't have the money, that's okay. Start doing the other things you need to do that doesn't require money. If people are telling you you can't do it, I am giving you permission. Get them out of your life. This is really critical. Many pregnant women, when they're pregnant, especially if they've been trying for a while, they don't go talking about the fact that they're pregnant within their first trimester. They try to keep it a secret. There's something about planting and allowing it to germinate before you start, doing anything around the plant. And so too with your dreams. When you plant a dream, when something comes to mind that you know that you've got to do, this is just what you were made to do, sometimes you need to keep it a secret until you get to the point of, like, pregnancy. There's something about pregnancy I really love, because after a while it shows, and it's undeniable that this person is pregnant. And so too with your dreams. Sometimes you've got to keep it under wraps until it starts to grow and grow and grow, and then you wouldn't even have to say a word. It would be seen and known that that's what she's supposed to do. So I'm encouraging you to keep walking confidently in the direction of your dream. Don't look at the money. Don't look at what you need or what you have or don't have. Have you considered the way the GPS signal works in your vehicle? You're driving somewhere, and for miles and miles and miles, you don't hear anything from your GPS. And this has happened several times, driving to and from Cleveland to New York. We wouldn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, make a right turn. So the bottom line is, sometimes you don't get directions until you get to a certain point. So the next point you get to where you need directions will come. In the meantime, just start walking. Just start doing. Write a plan and start working your plan. Find the right people to be around you to help you nourish, nurture, and grow that passion that's in you, the thing that you are meant to do. Don't hold back. Don't give up. And finally, for those of you who have been through some challenges and you're wondering, God, I can't do this, or God, I've trusted God and yet still he didn't come through for me. I'm reminded of the scripture in Malachi 3:3. It says, and this came out, I believe, of a group of women. A group of women were in Bible studies, and they came across the scripture, Malachi 3:3, that says that he sits as a refiner of silver. And not knowing really how a refiner of silver or what happens there, they went out and found a silversmith, and they sat with him and they were asking him questions about what he was doing. And he was explaining to them the fact that, well, I need to hold the silver in this fire and so that it's purified. And so they asked him, so how do you know when it's purified? He says, well, when I see my image in the silver. So too with you. Sometimes God allow us to go through some really, really challenging times. We feel like, if God, I've been in this fire for so long. And sometimes you're there just because he's trying to see his image, his reflection in you. The thing about the refiner of silver and God sitting as the refiner of silver in your life is the fact that he never takes his eyes off of you. Never takes it. He never takes his eyes off of you. 1 second too long in the fire and the silver is ruined. 1 second too soon and it's not purified. So I'm encouraging you, if you're going through or have been through something, or still going through in particular, and you feel like you're in the fire, know that sometimes God allows us to be in the fire so that he can refine us for his purpose. One of the worst things is to get to some really high place in society, in life, in stature, and then your character was not refined and ready for that position. So sometimes when we are held back and going through things, again, it's character building. Every single challenge we go through can be a character builder if you allow it. So again, I'm encouraging you, especially moms today. You have had plans and dreams and goals, and I do not accept that your children are the ones who are preventing you from accomplishing them, because there are many parents out there who have kids, full-time mom, full-time working, and still accomplishing their dream or goal. So I'm encouraging you to write down your dream, write down the goal, write down that thing that you always wanted to do. And in case you're wondering what that specific thing is, I'll share with you next week how to identify it. And the other question I had asked in my first program was, what is your greatest investment? Everything I've been talking about here is about investment. No, it's not your stocks and bonds, although some people on Wall Street may say that. No, it's not the house that you have or the land or real estate or anything like that. No, it's not the job or the money that you have in the bank. Your greatest investment is the investment you put in yourself. Me paying my tuition at NYU, that was one of my investments in me. Me going to training programs and being a member of Toastmasters for over 20 years, plus giving speeches, being evaluated, being corrected, getting feedback to help me grow. It wasn't because I wanted to just be there. I was investing in me so that I can be ready and prepared to speak with you here today. So as a reminder, your greatest investment, to answer my question, what's your greatest investment, is the investment you invest, the things or the money, the time, the resources you invest in you. Know this, the investment you put in you comes back 100-fold to not just your children and your family and your personal benefit, but to anyone who comes in contact with you. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. Invest in you, in reading, in studying, understanding your owner's manual. Spend time there. If you only read one book, I'll encourage you to read your owner's manual. And you're asking where? Okay, the Bible it has so many chapters, read anywhere. Or as one of my favorite preachers would say, read the inside of it. But if you're wondering where to start, okay, you can start with the Gospels, but if I were you, I'd also start with Proverbs. It's simple, wisdom for everyday living. Or the Psalms, wisdom again for everyday living. So I'm encouraging you to write down your goals. Know that there is purpose. You've got a great purpose for your life, and that no one can stop it. No one can interrupt that purpose but you. Your most valuable asset is your mind. Your greatest investment is yourself, in you, the things that you invest in you. So step into your position, because there are people out there who are dying because you are not in your position yet. My family, and I spoke about them last week, there are people who would be hungry right now without jobs if it were not for them. Because they stepped into their purpose, other people are being employed and and they're able to feed their families because of them. So they went through a lot, but now they're on the other side and they're helping people. You've been through a lot, but you could be on the other side too. As a matter of fact, you're closer to the other side than you think. So write down your dreams, write down the goals, write down the things you'd love to do but were always afraid to do, and know that people's lives are waiting for you to get into position so that their lives can be better. Finally, until next time, I want to share two quick scriptures with you in case you're afraid, as I was. It says, when fear comes, I'd like you to remember this. It's one of my very favorite scriptures when it comes to fear. In Isaiah 41:10 says, don't be afraid, for I am with you. Now, your creator, the God of the universe, is telling you, fear not, or don't be afraid, because he is with you. Can you imagine? The creator of the universe is saying, don't be afraid. Why? Because I'm with you. More than that, he went a little further. He said, don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. The God of the universe is saying, I will help you. That means that no matter who comes against you, you'll succeed, because the God who knows everyone and has the heart of man in his heart is saying, I'll help you, and he wants to help you. So he said, I will uphold you with my victorious right hand. He is victorious in every single sense of the word. And the final thing I'd like to leave with you is the fact that we need to remember that what we think, what we imagine, and what we ask for, they go together. Now you can think about something, imagine it, and not ask for it, and it may not come to pass, especially if what you want and need and is asking for is in someone else's hand. So I'm encouraging you, as you imagine and as you think about things, talk about it, put it out in the universe. Tell God, if you're really God, as I did, as if you're really God, you will help me understand this. You will help me take the next step into my future, into my great purpose. So until next time, I know I went a little over than what I would like to this week, but until next time on Breakthrough Tips, Tools, and Insights for Life. And at that time, I'll answer some more questions as to how I moved forward from stuttering to training. I know I interrupted myself there, but I'm going to encourage you to answer this question. What can you do right now with yourself, in your life, with your family? What can you do right now to move from where you are to accomplish your goals and live with passion and purpose? What step can you take? I'm not asking you to take 10 steps. I'm asking you to take one step until next week, until next Sunday at 7 p.m. This is your host, Sharon, encouraging you to live and lead with passion and purpose. The world is waiting for you.